the dad, because he was not paying fees for them, and yet they were going to the same schools as these other kids he was fathering everywhere else. And they would see him come to visit these other kids, but not them. And that hurt them a lot. Until one day, things fell apart where he had gone off and came back home. Remember, their mother was the wedded woman. And when he came home, kids didn't want anything to do with him. But the mom was like, he's your father and he's my husband. And I'll let him come in. Now, this girl said for her growing up, she really didn't want to be married because there was no constant figure growing up. The father had gone off and married their mother, but started sleeping around with everyone that was in the neighborhood and fathering kids. So she had that as a fear that probably I would get married as well. And then my husband would have kids left, right, and center and leave me with these kids to suffer because he never paid fees for them. So there is those fears that we can get, and there is that fear of intimacy. You don't want people to get close to you simply because of what happened to you growing up. And then you can also become you can another common behavior that you can develop from trauma is self-sabotage, where it is you who breaks yourself up. I mean, this person is willing, they've given you this job, but because at home growing up, no one trusted in you to be able to do anything, because you were never assigned to manage anything, you think you can't do it. Remember, guys, childhood trauma does not only play in relationships, but it also plays at our workplaces, the way we parent, in our friendships with friends. So it plays in all areas. You can be your own problem, self-sabotage, where you are the one who is really breaking yourself up because no one else is there to do it anymore. You do it for yourself. I can't do it. Even growing up, I've never been able to do this. No one has ever trusted me to do this, so I can't be able to do this and the other. But all this is because of what you went through growing up. Now, there is also the fixer type. Yeah. You always find someone broken and you try to save them, maybe because no one saved you. Those are your issues. You remember there is the fear of abandonment one, but also there is also the people pleasing, but also there is this other one who is the fixer. Because you always find the people who are broken and you try to fix them, maybe because no one saved you when you are in this home or in this relationship. No, actually in a home where no one was coming to your rescue while you are suffering abuse, any kind of abuse. So you look for these kids who have been abandoned, you collect even when you have no resources to take care of them. But because you know what happened to you growing up, so you become the fixer. You want to fix everyone. You see anyone in pain, you want to fix them. That is also a result of childhood trauma. Those are some of the behaviors that we develop from childhood trauma. We become fixers. We want to fix everyone. Guys, it's a live chat, and go on in the comment section and drop your comment. Let me know where you're watching from, who you are, how your week has gone, and how childhood trauma is affecting your relationship. If it was a safe one, let me know that, you know what, I had a safe one. And so in my relationships, I'm trusting. But there are those things that come into play because of what we went through growing up. Trusting issues is also one of them. Guys, I grew up without a dad, and that played in my life. I really didn't see reason to have a man rule over me or be in my life and be the head of my life. I really didn't. I was independent as they come because my mom was. And so I was like, I can't make it. And I've seen this play even in relationships with my siblings. They are independent ladies. They really can show that they can be able to do life without their partners or their husbands. And they are now married. But it plays really a part. And it takes a different grace to submit. If you didn't grow up in those settings, if the settings were different, you're like, if my mom managed to do it without, I will be able to live without. So you're not submissive, you're not humble, you feel like you can leave anytime. That wildness stays in you because you didn't grow up under those settings. So it's so easy to leave. So that trauma can play in your life because of the father that wasn't there. And so you don't know how to conduct yourself around men. You don't know how to respect a man in a home. You don't know how to treat a man in a home because of what happened to you growing up. Or you don't know how to treat a woman because you didn't grow up with a mother. And so you just disrespect women, you mistreat them because you grew up in a home where there was no mother, or because you grew up in a home where they were just boys. And so when it comes to girls, you don't even know how to conduct yourself around them because all you know to do is how to be boys and how to, how you were treated as boys growing up. A person who has got boys for kids, those homes are different. The dynamics are way different. You find the father is not merciful because he knows you have to hold these boys with the upper hand. So you're a bit strict, you're tough on them. So they grow up more like in a barracks. They don't grow up knowing life can be gentle. You can really be nice. You can be a gentleman at some things. But yet, had you grown up in a setting where the dad was a bit gentle, you grow up also having some kind of kindness to give or gentleness to give out. So childhood trauma, guys, is a big thing, and I hope today we just handle a tip of it because it goes a long way in our relationships. And there are those people who are the runners. Remember the types of people we talked about? They are the fixers. Uh, they are those who are fearful of abandonment, those who are people pleasing, those who are self sabotaging. But now they are those they call the runners. As soon as one gets too close to them, they run. As soon as someone is trying to get close, to get to know them, they bolt. They are the kind that just flee. They are the runners. They don't want to settle. Why? Because they never knew that growing up. Now, I would have been that type because my mom was an independent woman and I didn't grow up with a dad. And because I didn't grow up with my father, guess what? Guys, I felt like I could leave you anytime. You cannot be ruling over me. You can't, own me because I didn't grow up with a father. So a father also plays a big part in the growing up of a child because if he's not there, a girl child would be affected just as much as a boy child. We tend to think that if you have a boy, it's okay if they don't have a mother as long as they have a father. Well, even the boy child would need his mother because then he's a balanced out child. He's caring much as he's uh, protective. He cares, he protects because from the father he learns to protect, but from the mother, a child learns to care. Now, if it's a girl child, from a mother, she learns to take care of others. And from a father, she learns to be loved and to receive love. Because from a mother, she learns to receive it, to give love because mothers give out love. And from a father, she learns how to receive love because fathers give love. Now, if those settings are not the ones that you get growing up, well, you grow up not balanced and you really don't know how to give love because you've not received it. And so you don't give out care because you didn't receive it. You are an imbalanced kind of person. So that can play in your relationships where you expect to be loved, but you don't know how to give it. You expect to be respected, but you're not respectful. You expect certain things, but you're not giving them because you never got them. It takes something else to give what you never received. It takes really a lot. I hope, Rogers, on that one you agree with me. And Dina, I hope you are able to rewrite your childhood trauma. Otherwise, blessings, you got quiet on me. I don't know whether you're still there or you tuned off. Let me know. about childhood trauma and how it affects relationships. Now we're talking about runners. Those are the people who run off as soon as you get close to them. The moment you're trying to know them, they just run because they don't want attachment to anyone. That would be me. Like I said, that would be me because I would see you a mile away. I see you wanting to know me, wanting things to get serious, then I'll just run because I didn't know that bit. Because, like I said, my dad wasn't there and my mom passed quite early. So it made things a bit different for me. And so I learned to make my circle small. And so small, I didn't want intruders. It had to be just small, me and my siblings, and that was it. So if you're not one of them, then I don't need you in my life because you'd leave anytime. You could leave. And so it was hard for me to accommodate other people. My circle was